This is the Star News Brief. I'm Tina Mumbanu. Talks between President William Ruto and opposition chief Raila Odinga to end months of political tension and chaos could once again collapse, the Star can report. In the past few days, the two camps have engaged in a public spat and political bravado that could spell doom for the yet-to-begin dialogue. Suspicions on the intention of the talks amid fears of a possible handshake, especially in the Ruto wing, have made matters worse. Get a copy of the Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 40 shillings by logging on to www.mgazzetti.com. The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties has proposed far-reaching administrative and legal reforms to streamline elections and minimize flaws in the 2027 polls. In its report on last year's general election, the ORPP, headed by Ruto, calls for massive changes to the law, policies and regulations governing the conduct of the polls. Ruto's office wants emphasis on political education, training and sensitization of election players, including poll officials, aspirants and the general public. A Siaya MCA was on Saturday stabbed 5 times after a fight broke out at a funeral following conflicting political utterances. South Game Ward Representative Brian Obiero, popularly known as Otuom Polo, was rushed to Aga Khan Hospital in Kisumu, where he remains admitted in critical condition. He was stabbed by an unknown person at a funeral in his ward after an altercation over local politics. Also, the state is working round the clock to ensure cult leader Paul Mackenzie does not preach suicidal religious radicalization in prison, the Director of Public Prosecutions has said. He has been transferred to solitary confinement in Shimolatewa prison, and his followers have also been isolated from other prisoners. Despite spending more than 90 days in police and prison custody, Mackenzie has remained unremorseful over his actions and expected charges in the deaths of more than 426 people in Shakahola Forest, Kilifi. And lakes in Rift Valley could swell even further this year, bringing diseases such as cholera and malaria, a new advisory suggests. The World Health Organization, which released the advisory, referred to global El Niño forecasts that suggest heavy rains in southern Ethiopia and northern Kenya from October. The organization said the resultant floods could also swell Lake Victoria. Get a copy of the Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 40 shillings by logging on to www.mgazzetti.com.